Okay, great. Guess who? It's me, Janet the plant-powered peddler. And it's been so long that I've done this. I don't even know if I'm doing it right. Okay, so long that I've done this. I don't even now I know, oh, I got to bring my chat up here so that I can see everybody. Gina, hey girl. Hey, I see you. So I'm a little bit delayed here. So let me go to Zoom. Oh, thank you. Yes, I love my hair. Let me see if I can get my, there we go. Okay. And then we'll have this and we'll have them both. Okay. See if I can get my, there we go. All right. So I have to have both going so I can see the chat in one. And shoot, I can't see the chat. Oh, here we go. All right. So Miss Gina, I think you got my message, didn't you, earlier? Because now that I see you, I know that you, you responded, and I have not looked at it yet. Sorry about that. I wonder if I can just silence this. There. And now I don't have to listen to me. I can just watch for you. Thanks for the comment on the hair. Did you get your medallion yet? I've got so much to tell you. So I just did the hike in England. Just got back from that. I did 360 miles of walking. And oh good. Suggestions for the salad for the potluck. Oh good, thanks. I climbed over 56,000 feet of elevation, and it was really hard, but it was amazing. It was so beautiful. And Sherry, who I hiked with, she had to stop because her feet got so sore. She couldn't keep on going. So she had to stop the last week and a half and ride the bus. I was able to finish the whole thing, so I walked from Westward Ho in North Devon to Plymouth. Walked all across Cornwall. It was really amazing, all along the coast. So that is one thing that I've done. Then when I got home, I started 80-10-10. So I was reading 80-10-10 while I was on the trip, and I got all excited about it. So I came home and I started uh, eating off his sample menu. So I did the spring menu last week, and then this week I'm doing the summer menu. So I wanted to show you all the kinds of things that I'm eating. This morning I already had half a watermelon, and I was going to save some, but I was hungry while I was getting ready to do the rest of the day with you. So I ate it all. But I did do an Instagram this morning showing how I cut the watermelon. So if you do my Instagram, that's the love, LUV, the number two, cycle Rickey, Rickey. So please, you can see this big, huge half a watermelon that I was cutting up. Actually, that was just a quarter of it. It was so big, but oh, it was so delicious. So the next thing, his lunch, he does breakfast, which is usually a couple of pounds of fruit. And then lunch today is 2 pounds of banana, and I'm going to blend it into a smoothie with 16 ounces of water. And then his dinner is 3 courses. So I have to start early so I can get all 3 courses in. And today it's blueberries, raspberries, and peaches. Just mix in a bowl and enjoy. And course two is a peach heirloom tomato soup. And that is going to be just peaches and tomatoes. And it's going to be, you blend most of it and, keep a quarter of each out to put in chunks into the soup. And then a salad. Every day there's a soup and a salad. And the first course is usually a drink or a smoothie or a fruit salad. So the lettuce salad is always a pound of lettuce. That's a lot of lettuce. That's a whole container of lettuce. And then tomatoes, blackberries, and tahini, and you blend the blackberries and the tahini to make a dressing. So let's start with the smoothie because I'm just going to get everything ready so I'll have it tonight. And then just as I get hungry, I can grab things. So this first thing is the blackberries. So uh, well, no, let's just, okay, there's my blender. And a pound of bananas is about 8 bananas. I just toss it all in the blender. And I add, besides the water, I'm going to add a little bit of cacao. It's a little bit of chocolate. Just really makes it nice. I bought a whole case of bananas at Costco. So we got lots of bananas. These aren't quite ripe yet, and that's the only downside about our fruit is like I have peaches today and they're not quite ripe. And of course, everything tastes so much better when the fruit is ripe. But in our experience, the fruit is picked too soon because otherwise it would be rotten by the time we got it, apparently. And so oftentimes, when I'm shopping about every third day, and so the fruit just doesn't have enough time to get fully ripe. And actually, I think bananas are the only fruit that's supposed to be able to ripen, but we find other fruit ripens. We find our pineapples ripen. The papaya gets just beautifully ripe. And I think the peaches will as the summer goes on. I'm probably doing summer menu a little bit too early. But and then I've got Chris Kendall's 21-day program, and I think he's 80-10-10 too. I'm going to write him and see. And then once I get done with this summer menu week, I'll do his 21 days. Hi, Lisa. Hey, Lisa. Okay, so I got an email yesterday from Lauren. She said, "When are you going to be back on YouTube? I haven't seen you and I don't do Instagram." I thought, oh, because I've been posting every day on Instagram, but I miss YouTube. So I'm glad she wrote. And I thought, that's it. I'm going on YouTube tomorrow. And I finally have a day that's free because as soon as I got home from the walk, I started riding because I've got the bicycle tour. So that's coming up July 4th. So in less than 2 weeks now, I got to ride across the North Cascades on the bicycle. So Stephen and I have been riding every day. And Stephen is going to Goa, India for a retreat. So he's going to be leaving on July 2nd to do that. So the two of us have just been crazy busy. Both of us talked with Dr. Graham. He gives you a 30-minute free eval. Hi, Jean. So I called him up first and talked with him, and then Stephen did. So we're both going to go in and get DEXA scans to make sure we've got good bone health or appropriate bone health to start a powerlifting program to help us prevent osteoporosis because we're both in our 70s and we don't want to lose strength and so that we're pursuing that. Also, I'm wearing a continuous glucose monitor, and I've been monitoring my glucose just to see how that is with eating as much fruit as I'm eating now, and it's just fine. I'm, 97% in my target range. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so I've got 16 ounces of water here, 8 ounces of coconut water, because I still have coconut water that I'm using up. Coconut water is not on 80-10-10, but I'm just using it up. And then the cacao, I've got some raw cacao I'm using up before I get the raw carob. So makes the smoothie a little bit chocolatey. All right. So I'm going to blend this up. The Dr. Gene is Dr. Doug Graham, the chiropractor, and he wrote 80-10-10, and all the raw food people know him. And so I finally read his book, and I started it last week. So I'm in my day 2 of the summer menu, and I've done all 7 days of the spring menu just to experiment with it and see what it's like. And I'm really loving it. Okay, so that's going to be my next meal today. And here, I, I got it right here. Still, let's see. Oh, yes. Here it is. Oh my gosh, I got so much sunshine here. The sun just came out. It's been cloudy all morning. I was out working in the yard weeding because our neighbor has really cleaned up his side of the yard. So now I don't have to worry about the weeds just coming right back over again. And he's going to barge in a house. That's going to be so exciting. On the end of this month, he's going to barge in a house for the Edmonds. So they're going to put it on a big barge and they'll bring it down the bay. We'll be able to watch the whole thing since we're right next door. So that's going to be cool. He's going to put some dirt in the upper yard and yeah, even that out. He's just doing a big, huge project. So this makes almost 4 16 ounces, 16 ounces of smoothie. And it definitely gets me through the day. It's amazing how sustaining this food is. And you get plenty, plenty of food. You'll see as I show you the salad that I'm going to be making. Okay. So usually I lick out the blender too because I love this. Mm, oh, it's so good. Now I know why Chris Kendall does so many banana smoothies because it's really good and it's very satiating. I mean, I could eat 2 pounds of strawberries and that's delicious, but it doesn't sustain me like the bananas. 2 pounds of bananas does. So this is my favorite. But I do the strawberries. I'm just trying all the different things just to see how my body does, experimenting. You know how I love to experiment. So, do I find it expensive? I don't think so. Like, um, more than vegetables, probably, but more than processed food and animal products? Nope. We 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 just shopped and we spent $189, and some of that will, you know, I'm eating. I'll go again tomorrow. So I'm shopping about every third day. So I would have to total it all up because some of it is for, the whole week, and some of it was just for like berries. They go bad so fast. And my blueberries are coming in. They're so plump and juicy, and a couple of them have already turned, gotten ripened, and they're very flavorful. So I'm very excited about that. So I'll just rinse this out. Just even get some water in it. I think that's all I'm going to blend today. And just so you can see, there it is. So I got 4 of these. And let's see, oh yeah, it's time to start eating lunch. I usually try to start with the second meal by 1 or 2. Because again, I got to start early enough so that I can eat everything. I try to finish by about 7. So, bon appetit. Mm. Hmm. That's good. So I'll stick these in the fridge. Okay. So like I said, I think I'm done with this. So the next is 4 ounces of blueberries, 4 ounces of raspberry, and 8 ounces of peaches. That's this. And this is just to mix in a bowl and enjoy. I just measured them out here. So let's do that. Let's put them in a bowl. So let's bring this down so you can see. So I am just gonna rinse these a little bit. As you all know, I don't like to rinse them until just before I'm gonna serve them. And this meal I usually eat around 3 or 4 o'clock. Chop these raspberries or these peaches a little bit. So I'll get my cutting board. Oh. And that'll be a little fruit salad. Most times he blends it, but which I could do, but I love eating it and chewing it too. Nothing wrong with that. So I've been listening to a lot of his YouTubes, and then when he suggested the osteoporosis prevention, I was looking that up on YouTube, and there's this one YouTube I'm really enjoying. It's an 80-year-old couple, and she has osteoporosis and quite a kyphosis in her spine. She's all bent, and they have been getting stronger, and she's able to straighten up, and it's just really fun to watch. So they're only 4 months into doing it, so kind of fun watching their story. So there it is. Isn't that a nice fruit salad? So I bought the 8010. Yes, I started the 801010. Um, what inspired or brought you to this book? You know, when I did the bundle, I interviewed with Chris Kendall, and he's an 801010 person, and all the raw people know Dr. Graham and his book 801010. So I thought I better get that book. So I got the book, and I just bought a used copy, and it sat in my on my bedside table. And then Jennifer started working with Chris when she was doing the bundle, and she also, learned about Dr. Graham. So she said, let's try it. So she actually tried it just before I left for the trip. And I didn't, I was leaving for the walk, and so I just wanted to make sure I could eat and get the walk done. So I basically did that. But while I was on the walk, I also got the ebook version of 801010 because I didn't want to buy the book. I mean, carry the book. And so I read it while I was there and got all excited about it. So I started it as soon as I got home. And Steve and I are both in our 70s, so I'm getting a DEXA scan tomorrow, and we both are getting a little bit of pushback from Kaiser, like what do you need that for? But I got mine through. Now we're working on his, and then we're both going to develop a program because, I mean, I'm a PT. I can help us do that. And of course, Dr. Graham will help us set one up for $250 is his, for one visit, it's 250 bucks for like 15 minutes. And then if you sign up for a year, it'll be per hour. Um, and I mean, basically, we just are interested in what it is, and then we can go from there because we're both motivated. And it's pretty much four power lifts, three or four power lifts. One is a deadlift, one is the chest press, one is a squat with the bar, compound movement, so you're working more than one thing at a time. And low reps, high weights. And I always use high reps, low weights. So I certainly see the value of more strengthening exercises. So again, something that I haven't done, and so I want to try it. I want to experiment with it. So, yeah, peaches are tough to buy fresh. Yeah. And then when they're fresh, they need to be eaten now. So, but we were doing okay when we could let them sit for a day or two last year. So we're gonna try it again. Oh, good, Jean. The doctor is a chiropractor, and it's Dr. Doug Graham, and he has a program that he develops for osteoporosis. I don't even know if I've got it yet. So but of course, it's always good for prevention. And Steven's noticed that he's gotten a little bit weaker. So he wants to get strong again. So and both of us need our strength to work in this yard. So we're just both interested in seeing how we do. So okay, so oh yeah, this is a blend one. Course two tonight is going to be heirloom tomatoes and more peach, and they're just blended together. It's a soup, and so I'm going to just do a little bit of each to put it in afterwards so that I've got a little bit of chew, not just all blended. So let's do that. Just chunk a little bit. I always like to have chewing. And actually, sometimes I add the soup to the salad to make up for a smaller amount of dressing because he's really careful about his fat. It's 80% carbohydrate, 10% fat, and 10% protein. And he does an interview with Rip Esselstyn, which is really interesting, and with Chef AJ. And so what I got from Dr. Graham, I mean, I just wanted to talk to him and meet him. And he also does retreats. He does raw food retreats, and I would love to do one of those. And Chris Kendall does them too. So I see that happening in my future to go to a retreat, not just a vegan retreat, but a raw food vegan retreat. It'd be so cool. And yeah, basically, I just wanted to meet him, and I just wanted to see, what he would say, and so that's what I did. And of course, I mean, he's a trainer. That's what he does. He worked with Demi Moore, and he worked with a famous tennis player, and he's a competitive power lifter himself. And he's actually going to be competing in a couple of weeks here at the Nationals, and he's hoping to win. So he's pretty serious. Okay, so uh, um yeah. So I'm not seeing him. I just was curious as to what he was about. So, and I would love to do a retreat. Ooh, this blender, this Nutribullet, the top gets stuff stuck in it sometimes down into the crack here. Probably isn't good to use a knife to do this. Usually I use uh, clean toothbrush. Let me rinse that out. Basically, I'm using my NutriBullet and my Vitamix every day and not much else. I mean, I could put all the cooked stuff in the other room. All right, what are we going to put that in? Put it back in these containers. Let's see here what we got. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. So let's see if it'll fit in this. Oh yeah, no problem. I'll have that later today. I've been still walking 5 miles in the morning, and then we've been doing our bike rides. And if nothing else, we do the block, which is 14 miles, just short of 14 miles. And then Sunday we're gonna go over to Seattle and do a ride over there and take the group. You know, we post it on meetups and people come and join us. Right now there's I think there's 5 of us, and we ginned up a ride yesterday, and we did one last Sunday on Vashon Island. And usually there's a ride Tuesdays and Thursdays, but this week he did the ride on Wednesday. Chris did. And I was supposed to interview with Nan on Wednesday, but then she had an emergency come up. But she's going to interview me about the walk. And I guess now we're either going to do it on Saturday or on next Thursday. So next week's crazy. Stephen has his daughter and his son. They're all going to get together. And I've got a bike safety course um, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 1 to 4. And it's going to be a busy week. Oh, you remove the rubber gasket. Oh, okay. I'll try that, Gina. You can just pull it out, huh? You mean like underneath the blade there? Or is it out? Is it the blade and the middle part separate from the gasket? Or is the gasket the thing that closes, seals it? That would be the gasket. Okay. How do you remove it? You just grab it? I need more information. Do I use any frozen fruit? Not so far. I've been using all fresh fruit. Um, it's summer, so but that might happen because berries spoil so fast, and I do have the frozen 3 berry mix, blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. So for some of these berries, I will I will probably do that. And I bought a whole case of bananas at Costco, 13 bunches of bananas. I asked them to give me a special deal and they said no. So, well, okay, so there's my soup. Aren't they pretty? Gosh, they're so pretty. All right. Last but not least is the salad. I eat this whole pound of greens every night. You can believe it. And he's a very simple guy. That's about all he puts in it, but I usually put a little bit more in it. So it's a pound of salad. It's 4 ounces of tomatoes. And then this 8 ounces of blackberries, I'm going to blend with tablespoons of tahini and make a dressing to pour over it. I'll probably hold off on that. And then I've got some chives that I got out of my garden and some broccoli sprouts. I'm going to add those to it. So the first thing I do is I chop it and get it a more reasonable size. Nan is gonna record it, and then we'll each upload it to our channels. And I'll let you know when it goes up. I'm like, are you sure anybody's gonna be interested in a 70-year-old going walking a path? But we'll see. This is just lettuce, supposed to be lettuce, but I've got arugula, super greens, and mixed spring greens. Still a lot of salad, don't you think? But I will eat it and it will last me the whole night, pretty much. Sometimes I get up and need and have a banana or an orange or something, but for the most part, I've been sleeping just great. So my broccoli sprouts just harvested yesterday. There they are. Toss a bunch of those on. And then I was weeding and noticed these chives have come up. So I just chopped them all up, flowers and all. And I just like to put a bunch of those on my salad. So here's my sister. Hey, I'm on YouTube. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so now these tomatoes, I'll just chop them a little bit. I love the heirloom tomatoes. Aren't they good? Boy, they're so tasty. As soon as I got home, I went out and I bought tomato plants, strawberry plants, cilantro, parsley. What else? Oh, a fennel bulb. Never planted a fennel bulb. So Carol says she'll water for me while we're gone because Stephen is leaving on July 2nd for India, and then I'm leaving on July 4th to cross the North Cascades. So we're not going to be here to water. We weren't going to grow anything, but I just can't resist. I got to at least try. That's really nice of her. So that is my salad, and I'll probably wait to blend this dressing because um, it'll just be fresher. So that. You really think my trip to England's fascinating? Well, I mean, I did, but anyway, I'm happy to. I'd love to talk about it. So I did a little PowerPoint, so I'll probably show that, and it's basically the path, and then how I ate because I'm open curious, so people will be curious about how I stayed raw on the whole thing, and I did 100%, and it wasn't too hard. There were a couple places where there were no stores, and I had to, be a little bit creative. One time I even bought a bag, um, and I filled that up and I had to pay an extra $10 to have it curried. So then after that, I figured out ways to get it into my suitcase, because the courier would curry the big suitcase that we brought, and then we would carry our little pack each day. Oh, thanks, Lisa. I really enjoyed posting on Instagram every day. So, but I did miss being on YouTube. So it's fun to be on YouTube again. And Monday I have my potluck. So I'll probably come on and share what I'm going to make for the potluck, which I was thinking of looking up ahead here. Let's see. So today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that'll be Monday. So it's pretty much berry green soup and a crushed berry salad, which will be spinach, tomato, cucumber, blackberries, raspberries, and peaches. And it's just putting the spinach in the bowl, peel the cucumber. I don't usually peel the cucumber. Slice along with the tomato, mix with the spinach, pour the berries into a separate bowl. Oh, and mash with a fork. Cut the peaches into small pieces and mix with the berries and pour over the salad. A crushed berry salad. Yeah, that'd be something to take with me. I don't know, but I'm going to look at Gina's suggestion for a raw salad. Back to your dehydrated. Yes, I made 8 wraps. I cut them into 32 different quarters, and I had a quarter every day, and they lasted in my suitcase. I separated them with parchment paper and stuck them in an open uh, Ziploc, a gallon open Ziploc, and they were delicious. Right to the last day that I had them, they lasted me just about the whole time I was there. I would say the last week I ran out, and so I just ate salads. But yeah, yeah, they work just fine. So I will be, bringing those back. But right now I'm just having exactly what his menu is just to see how my body handles it. Oh, and my digestion's gotten better. My bowel and bladder control's gotten better. My skin looks good. I'm still working on my teeth. Still got a little bit of I notice I can't do the xylitol all the time because I get that heartburn. And so I'm just using it. I'm just sprinkling it on my toothpaste when I brush my teeth. So, but I'm still doing the whole mouth care system and really enjoying that. So her Closis and the Crest toothpaste and the Listerine and the ACT. I didn't do it while I was gone, but I picked it right back up again when I came back. And I used those sticks that she suggests for when you go on a trip. Wait a second, I'll be right back. The watermelon's going right through me. Oh, Jennifer's coming on in 30 minutes. Fitness for Health and Wellness with Maya Susie from Weight Fit. Hmm. She's been doing a lot of lives lately. So busy girl, very busy girl. So how long have we been on? Is it time for me to let everybody go? Let me see here. I don't want to keep you too long. I don't have a time here. Usually it lets me know what time it is. Well, 40 minutes. Thanks, Lisa. That's plenty of time. But I'll be back. I'm like I say, I'm going to do the potluck stuff, and summer is just so busy with the touring. Of course, I'll be gone for 3 weeks in July, so I'll try to get something in before I leave. But with Steven leaving, that's going to be crazy. The thing about YouTube when I'm on the road is because I'm in these little tiny towns, the Wi-Fi is terrible. So I can't get anything dependable. And of course, I can't take my computer. I can take my phone, but I don't dare take my microphone because I'm afraid I'll lose it, just having the bicycle. Um, so I don't know, but I'll continue to post on Instagram. It's just more possible to do that. But then, in August I'll have more time. September's kind of crazy. I've got the Alaska cruise, and then I've got a tour in Port Angeles, and then I've got a tour in October, and then I'd like to go up and visit with Connie and Bill Kramer up in Kelowna, Canada. So that might be a little bit busy. But then, then fall comes and I'll be lots more doing my YouTube stuff because I really do enjoy everybody. So that's what's been going on with me, and it's good to see everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. Give me a thumbs up if you got a second, um, because then it gets around a little bit. I'm terrible about the what is it, the SECs or the SOEs, the where YouTube gives you more visibility. But one someday I'll I'll get that optimization taken care of, and maybe I'll get around a little bit more. But anyways, I just love having you guys. So thank you so much. And I'll be back. Okay, here I go.